Hi, on today's video we are going to talk about how to repair some common problems with kitchen faucets. This one is a Glacier Bay model from Home Depot that's pretty common and it's about $100. I removed this one from a repair on Friday from customer's house because they already had bought a new unit and they wanted to replace it. Even though this was repairable, it made more sense for them to pay me for replacement than me completely removing this and getting the part out, going to Home Depot, getting the replacement part and coming back. That was gonna cost them more. So I replaced it with the newer unit. That was 90 bucks. It was about same unit. It took me less than 10 minutes to replace. These newer models are easier to remove and install sometimes. Couple warnings before we start. I'm assuming you were able to shut off the water to both cold and hot side. Just because you turned it off from the valve doesn't mean it's off. There's a lot of times those valves will fail and it will not shut your water off. So when you are starting this, get ready to turn the water off the whole unit, sometimes to your house, because that valve will fail and it will not turn off. And it is a good time to replace that valve or get ready to get a plumber to replace that valve if you are not comfortable doing it. And there's an option if you can't turn off the water to the building or your apartment or to that pipe and you need to turn the water off. This only will work if the water is shutting off but not completely. It's trickling or it's 80% off. We can use something called retrofit valve. So how this works is you turn off your valve and remove the hose and you will still have water coming out because this is the failed valve. And this retrofit valve fits right on top. You have to be quick and you can have a bucket underneath to catch the water while this is going on. You fit this on and when you do that, now you have a secondary valve because this is a failed valve. Now you can control the water by turning this off and your faucet will just fit into this. Make sure to get the right size retrofit valve for your application. Most of the time, it is hardest part of this repair to figure out where to start, how to disassemble this kind of units. On this one, it's on the back. You can see there's only one place we can start on disassembly, and this is the plug. We had to remove this. And in there is an Allen wrench that will remove this handle. Sometimes it might be the hardest part of the job that without seeing this, aligning this in and getting started. Most of the time there's something behind here you can't see what you're doing. I know this is removed and it's easier to see right now, but this is never gonna be the situation when you're doing it. Alright, I got it in. There is gonna be dirt and crap build up in here that's gonna just feel like it's not gonna come out. I have broken many of these parts when I was trying to remove because it was just welded shut there with dirt and crud right around the seams. Now the part you need to be really careful while removing. This one, as you can see, has threads on it, and while holding with wrench you can slip and destroy these threads, and that's gonna cause a lot of problems for you. So you can put electrical tape or any kind of tape on the tooth of your tool. If you can get a big wrench to get in here, that's a little bit easier on the threads compared to a tool, in this way. Now most of the time you have to replace the cartridge to fix your water flow problems or water mixing problems. But sometimes that's not the problem. In order to find the right size cartridge, you might need to take the part with you to your local faucet part supply store and then get it matched. And get this part with you because they will need to see it to match it. In Chicagoland area, I go to faucet shop and they were able to find any kind of part I need for any faucet almost every single time. Sometimes there will be writing on the cartridge that will help you find the right part, but sometimes it's just useless. This is a production date and there's no other markings on this cartridge to tell me what I can search for on the internet. There's no way you can find the right one this way. Okay, quick things to check before you go out buying things. It could be a very simple repair. Always check to see if you can find any kind of debris or material stuck inside the openings. The plumbing pipes sometimes have loose particles in there that will just flow through and get stuck somewhere, causing the problem. Just get a good light and something to pick with and go through and look to make sure everything is open. Same thing on the cartridge. You can move it around and see if anything is blocking the openings. And another thing to check for is where the connection points are on any kind of plumbing system. You can check into any kind of filter to see if it's covered with anything to stop the water from passing through. Here's the problem with this unit that I removed and replaced already. They were having very little hot water coming in and I automatically assumed it was the cartridge. But after removing, I found this. Can you see that? That's completely blocked. This is the hot side. Most of the time if there's a sticker with model number and everything, that's gonna be your hot side. Here's our problem. That's part of the valve that was in that unit. Then this is probably the reason that valve wasn't shut off completely, because the valve gasket is torn apart. When installing the cartridge back, you have to make sure this pins are aligned with the openings inside. When you put it in, you can turn it around till it sits, and when it's sitting right, it should not be turning anymore. You don't need to torque this a lot. Holy Hopefully this video helped you how to fix a faucet that's leaking or doesn't have enough pressure on certain sides or anything like that. Thank you and see you on the next video.